Spiritual Teaching 122. Love each other. 1. Forget for a moment the vanities of the world when you hear my word, and as your spirit rises, to behold the light of this time. 2. While for many peoples these hours are of pain and death, for you they are of peace and hope. Moreover, do not rely too much on your merits, because the tests may also surprise you. It is I who has given you this peace so that you may witness my manifestation, penetrate my word, and put my doctrine into practice. I have given you time to hear and understand my lessons, but I see that your analysis has not gone beyond the material, and that is why you have not discovered the meaning of my teachings. In this misunderstanding you are imitating humanity, who having at every step palpable proofs of my justice, she does not stop for a moment to meditate to understand the meaning of those events. 3. I want you to open your eyes to the reality of the time in which you live, so that you can pray for the world. That time that was announced in other ages, in which the battle of good against evil would arise. Is this time, disciples? Don't go to sleep waiting for another time. You are the children of light to whom I am revealing great teachings, so that you may be a torch of faith among humanity. 4. You will reach out to your brothers who sleep for spiritual revelations and awaken them with sweet words fraternally, making them understand that the cause of bitterness, which humanity hastens, is due to the forgetfulness in which it has left the Spirit. 5. When men truly believe that the leaf of the tree does not move without the will of God, then they will feel my presence in all the steps of his life. Some will feel me coming as a father, others as a teacher, and some more like a judge. 6. You have brought me down to the darkness to seek you. In your loss I have been present to make myself felt in all spirits. Like the shepherd who goes down to the bottom of the abyss in search of the lost sheep, so I have descended to the darker abysses into which men have fallen. You who are listening to me have a true understanding of the hour of justice and restitution in which you live. Think that if you persist in remaining in ignorance, the darkness that surrounds the world would be even denser, and you do not know how long it will take for the spirits to receive a ray of light. 7. I am sending spirits to earth whom I can call firstborn in the law, because they are among those who receive my first revelations. I will not tell you who they are, where they are, or what they do, because if you recognize them, you could fall into idolatry or confusion. 8. To this people that grows day by day in search of my teaching, I say, to live together so that in this way draw near to me. If you do not make an effort, how can you become the masters of spiritual teachings? 9. Love is the seed that I entrust to you so that you sow it for the world. See the sterility in the lands. There is no longer brotherhood, friendship, or respect. The seed that has spread is that of hatred and ambition, and you see its fruits are wars, destruction, misery, and death. 10. After the time in which I have been giving my word, don't you think it is fair for the Master to ask you what you do in this era, in which nations and peoples should seek a better life and stop rising up against each other? Which is your work? 11. It is true that I have come to give you, but do not be specific to receive only. Think that the peace that I give you is not only for you, but for many of your brothers. Do not be on the sidelines of the great battle. Know that I am preparing for you to be soldiers. 12. Are you waiting for the world to forge its peace? With what seed can he form it? If in the Spirit now the law weighs more of men than of God. 13. Make no mistake. In the heart of humanity there is neither charity or spirituality. Therefore it has no foundation to affirm your peace, your home, your source of work, or your worship of my divinity. 14. Peace will soon come to the world, and when it is, you will thank me, people, believing that it was because of your compliance. Then I will tell you, Open your eyes. This peace that the world has achieved will not last, because it is not true. I will destroy it with my sword of justice, as I destroy everything that is false. That peace of which I speak will be apparent, because it will be based on fear of one another. True peace cannot spring from impure hearts. It will come later. It will descend from the kingdom of heaven to the heart of humanity. If you want to announce these prophecies to the world, you can do it. Do not fear. I am not deceiving you. If you want to tell your brothers, the peace that the nations are about to make is not good, you will not dare, because I cannot make a mistake. Soon you will see the fulfillment of what I am announcing in this year 1944. 15. The war, the material ambitions will cease, but later the wars of religions, doctrines, ideas, and philosophies. It will be that battle of spiritual struggle to find a way of the truth. 16. It is necessary that this be so that humanity opens its eyes, discovers the false gods, and breaks the chains of slavery. 17. When this battle ceases, there is silence, and men prostrate in prayer meditate and repent. You will see an offering rise from his heart, similar to the perfume that flowers breathe, which will go in search of the one true God. 18. I will cause this world to rise clean of its leprosy. I will also raise life from death. I will make hatred sprout fruits of reconciliation, and that reason arises from madness. 19. Meanwhile, you continue to multiply, both in number, as in knowledge and virtue. I am giving you weapons so that you resist and go ahead. 20. This corner of the earth in which you live is conducive to your mission. It resembles that land promised to the people of Israel in the first era. But do not fan yourself with the riches of the earth, because you must remember that the city of Jerusalem was razed by its enemies, and even the temple of Solomon was destroyed. 21. Your land is similar to that which was given to the people of Israel. But not even that was a homeland for their spirit, and this is not the second Jerusalem, because the spiritual city is not of this world. 22. Remain hospitable as Abraham was. Prepare for him to sit, the foreigner at your table to eat, and under the shade of your roof rest. Take my balm of love in your hands so that you heal the sick. Make him feel my consolation and regain his health. You are that people who in all times, the living and invisible God has spoken to him, and also the one who has always allowed himself to be influenced by the idolatry of other people. 23. Now I have come to strip you of fanaticism and superstitions, to remind you of the spiritual worship toward your Father, so that when the nations fix their gaze on this people and the caravans arrive, they will be surprised to find among yourselves morality, virtue, and spirituality. 24. Carry this lesson in your spirit, which I have given you to serve as your preparation. 25. No one rebels at the idea of having to return to this planet in another body, nor do you think that reincarnation is a punishment for the spirit. All spirits destined to dwell on earth have had to go through the law of reincarnation in order to achieve its evolution and carry out the mission that I have entrusted them. 26. Not only spirits of low elevation have a need to reincarnate, also the spirits elevated return time after time, until their work is completed. 27. Elijah is the greatest of the prophets who has come to earth, and despite the great works he did and the great tests that he gave, he had to return to this world in another time, in another matter, and with another name. 28. This law of love and justice was ignored for a long time by humanity, because having known it before would have fallen into confusion. However, I made some revelations to you and gave you some signs that they were the precursor light of this time, of the clarification of all mysteries. 29. The past of your spirit, with its various existences on earth, is forbidden to you. I have only revealed the truth of reincarnation, because she will have to give you a more real idea of mercy and divine justice, and will bring about rebirth in the impure, in sinners, in those who uselessly squander life. Hope of a new opportunity in which they can correct their mistakes. The idea of death or eternal damnation will be destroyed. 30. The idea of death or eternal damnation will be destroyed. 31. Before this revelation, and both the spirit and the human heart. When you understand this truth, you will rise to glorify divine goodness. If in the early days this was not discovered to you, it was because you were not prepared to know it. And if now you got to know him, and despite this you do not have a precise idea of who you have been before, that is another proof that you are not very advanced yet. 32. When men love each other and know how to forgive themselves, there is humility in the heart, and they have achieved victory. That spirit is imposed on the flesh. It will not be the flesh, nor the world, nor the passions, which form the thick veil that prevents you from looking back or forward on the road. On the contrary, matter already spiritualized by the practice of my doctrine will be like a servant docile to the dictates of the consciousness, contrary to what it is now, an obstacle, stumble, blindfold over the eyes of the spirit. 33. Now you marvel when you have a principle of clairvoyance that allows you to see something of the past, or that makes you a revelation of the future. When I truly tell you that this spiritual gaze should be constant, as the vision in the eyes of your body during life on earth. 34. It is necessary that you walk a little more on my path, in order that you reach those heights, and your spirit, gathering in yourself all of your past experiences, be free, delight and rise in your own knowledge. 35. Think that if your spirit already had a lot of light, your heart should have a lot of peace. 36. Do not pay attention to those who want to intimidate you by scrutinizing what refers to the spirit, because they are the ones who want to go on sleeping in the sleep of ignorance. 37. You have given more importance to many of the phases of your material life than what is referred to as the spirit, and that is why you have created a false and empty world. But the time has come for you to be interested earnestly for what is essential in your being, and when that is, you will give life and true beauty to your existence. 38. But I must tell you that even if life in this world reaches the heights of virtue and justice, it will not be here where you will find your perfect abode. Your passage through this valley is temporary. It will serve you as a crucible, as a school, as a book to achieve the elevation of your spirit. 39. There are other higher abodes in your Father's house, which I have prepared for you to come to dwell in them. 40. Blessed are those who, meditating on these words, feel faith in them and straighten their lives in benefit of His Spirit, because He will reach the fruit in eternity. 41. Beloved people, with certainty you could say that everything that has happened in this world was announced or prophesied to you in previous times. 42. That word that man has heard through the mouth of my prophets has been my voice. They have not spoken out of their own inspiration, but by divine will. 43. The true interpretation of my prophecies, announcements and promises, I give them to you when you see that in due time my words are fulfilled. 44. How many and diverse interpretations have you given to the divine revelations? The truth you have only known now that I have kept my word. Many of the prophecies have already had their fulfillment. Others are being realized before your eyes, and others still wait their time. 45. I am still preparing and sending new prophets, by which I will reveal to you great wonders, and at the same time they will announce the presence or proximity of what was announced to you in times past. 46. The old prophecies will be confirmed by the new prophets. Everyone who feels this gift in himself, pray, watch, and be prepared to tell just the truth. If you do so, you will see that some will confirm what others announce. This is how the prophets of past times fulfilled their mission, even though some have come in one age and others in another. 47. Do not worry about not understanding sometimes what you receive by inspiration or what your lips speak. Neither many in those times knew not how to understand what his mouth was speaking. 48. I will shed my light on those who receive your testimony, and in due time I will fulfill each of your prophecies. Woe to those who do not tell the truth, because they will also be discovered in due time. Then you will not find in your body or in your spirit something with which to wash your stain and pay off your debt. 49. Who will be the judge of the false prophets? The truth, because she is the light that will reach those hearts through the awareness. 50. The truth always seeks clean hearts to be able to manifest itself. Clean yours so that this light may be in the words, in the thoughts, and in the works of my people. 51. With a key of love that I possess, I open your heart. Lethargic I had found you. On the way I have surprised walking with slow step. I came to make you recognize that you are sent from my divinity. This is he who tells you the word of the Father, he who became a man in the second era. 52. Not once, but several times and in various ways, I announced and promised my new coming to my disciples. I prophesied the signs that were to announce my arrival. Signs in nature, events among humanity, world wars, sin at its greatest height, so that the world would not be confused waiting for me again as a man. I made them to know that Christ would come on the cloud, that is, in spirit. 53. That promise has been fulfilled. Here is the Master in spirit, speaking to the world. Behold the possessor of the peace and the kingdom of light, who comes to form an immensely large ark, where men and women can take refuge, be saved, as in the early days, when Noah made the ark to rescue the human seed. 54. For your advancement and perseverance in my doctrine, I will show you in all simplicity the content of many mysteries. The book of life, sealed with 7 seals, is for you an unknown, because the 6th seal is the one that is found unleashed, and its content is what illuminates your time. Everything has been a mystery to you, and I don't want it to continue being so. I have already told you that the 7 seals are the 7 divine revelations that I have given to man, of which you are receiving the 6th and you still lack the 7th. 55. You know that Roch Rojas found its 7 enclosures to which he gave the name of seals, and that symbolically, the 6th of them it was like a fruitful tree that multiplied its branches. You also know that in 1866 a new era began. But you still don't know to order your ideas. Some have wanted to analyze these lessons, but their interpretation has been wrong, because limiting the eternal and divine within the human and material knowledge. But before this confusion spreads, I will dispel darkness of ignorance with the light of my revelations. 56. I have prepared this scrap of earth that you tread on, so that my divine light descends at this time among its inhabitants. Here I came to remind you of the divine law that as Father I taught you in the first era. Here I have repeated my word that I as Jesus gave you, as the true song of sons of the Spirit. And I have brought you the light of truth that clarifies every mystery and explains every lesson not understood. 57. I come to rebuild my temple, a temple without walls or towers, because it is in the heart of man. The Tower of Babel still divides humanity, but its foundations will be destroyed in the hearts of men. Idolatry and religious fanaticism have also raised their high towers, but they are weak and will have to fall. Truly I tell you, my laws both divine and human are sacred, and they themselves will judge the world. Mankind does not believe to be idolatrous, and truly I tell you that it is still worshipping the calf of gold. 58. I am spirit. I am essence and light. Wake up. Open your eyes. Look at me and listen to my voice. This communication that today you have my spirit through the human channel, it is not the most perfect, and therefore it will not be eternal. Soon it will pass. And then the time of communication from spirit to spirit will begin, in which you will hear my Father's voice. 59. In that second era I found the blind and gave him sight. I made the cripple walk, the dead I raised. Now I find great desolation in the world, because I contemplate more abundantly the blind, the deaf, the lepers, and the dead of the spirit. It is true that I come with justice among you, but also full of love, because I will never stop considering you like my children, and I will always see you as children. 60. People, do you want to follow me on the path that I have long outlined for you with my works and examples? It is true that in it there is the trace of sacrifice, but at the end is the land of promise. Nor in this time will I come to dazzle you with the false shine of human wealth. Your master will only show you the brilliance of virtue. My kingdom is not of this world, I told you, of this world of vanities, selfishness, and lies. Because truly I tell you that I reign in perfection. 61. By 1950, the last link in the chain that will form the 144,000 mark will receive in its spirit the divine sign. From them will arise in the nations the envoys, the prophets, the disciples who with their teaching, their prayer, and their example bring the seed of a new life to humanity. 62. This word that you are hearing today will cease, and the delight that you experience today when listening to it will also pass. Later, when you want to spiritually enjoy my presence like now, it will be enough that you enter into meditation and pray imploring my love. 63. Not because you no longer listen to me through these spokesmen. You think I am absent, and you are going to lose respect and preparation that you have today when you hear my word. Know that I will follow you wherever you go, that I will be contemplating your work in my countryside and asking in your consciousness for each of your steps. 64. I am preparing you, because I know that after this time of preparation, the false spokesman will rise announcing that the Master is still giving his word in this way. And I want you to get rid of that confusion, which will be caused by those who, believing they are watching, are actually sleeping, and those who, believing they are serving me, they are actually serving themselves. 65. I announce to you that the time to end this communication will be the hour of judgment for this people, because each of you will manifest at that moment what see is in his heart and in advance in his spirit. There you will see the tendency of each one, his understanding, his obedience, his spirituality. 66. I know that there will be those who profane my mandates, who for this reason become stagnant and confused, stopping with this the advancement of the mission undertaken. But after a while, the memory of my word, my teachings, and my prophecies, in which I warned you of everything that was going to happen, the truth will emerge from the Spirit, making you return to the path of obedience to those who have turned away from him. 67. No one says at this moment, Lord, I will not turn my back on you. I will not disobey you. Do not promise the Master that many of you are not going to comply. 68. Watch and pray. Strip your heart of materialism. Cleanse it of interests and passions. Study my teaching so that at that time you are not lethargic and you can take the next step with courage. 69. I do not ask you for promises. I ask you to fulfill your mission. 70. Keep my word in the depths of your heart, so that tomorrow you will not deny me with your works or with your words. saying that I did not warn you what you well know that I have repeated countless times. 71. Some of you are saying in the depths of your heart, Master, will we be able to deny you when you have come to resurrect us to true life? 72. I tell you, you still cannot fully trust yourself because your love and faith are still small. 73. It is necessary that you study my lessons with constancy, so that your virtues develop. And when that hour of trial that is approaching, keep my word in mind and do not waver for a single moment. 74. See, disciples, with how much love I invite you to prepare. Tomorrow, if you fall, you will not be able to say, the Lord has not warned about his departure. My peace be with you.